See how that one just kind of fell right out. Mine is? Oh, yeah, it's pictures of my son at daycare. They send pictures every day, but they send like 10 all at once. Now we will. Flip it over. And for the bottom, I'm worried less about aesthetics and more about structure. Clean these out. Because we're going to cover it with epoxy. So epoxy is going to flow into all these little areas, these nooks and voids. This line that you can see is what's called the pith, P-I-T-H, of the tree. So if you've ever looked at maybe a tree that's cut down, there's a hole right in the center, like a pinhole almost right in the center of that tree. That is the centermost part of the tree. It's what all of the wood forms around. It's like a hole. And that is the pith. So you can see this line connects. That's why I didn't want to use this for the top. So I don't think it looks bad here or there, but I think the other side just looks better. Cleaning out all that phylum that's in there. It's a little flaky stuff. really want to make sure you do as best you can to get all of it out. Pretty good. So while we are on this side, we are going to tape this. Since it's a few spots, we're going to essentially tape it so that we can fill it with epoxy from the other side. And this tape will prevent it from leaking out, hopefully. Christy, congratulations on being promoted to seedling. You now get coupons. Alrighty. Thank you. You earned them with your blood, sweat, and tears. My advice would be save them for something that's not like $1, just because then you get the full value of the coupons. So we're going to start down here. Just clean this out a bit. We're going to put some inlays in there. I have a feeling I do as well. Just don't forget, I always save them the same way. It's like, oh, I'm going to get something, I'm going to use my coupon, and then I forget completely. I'm like, son of a gun. Same. I always forget about them. Actually, pretty darn solid in there. Sometimes these knots, hey, what's up, dude? Digging in this walnut booty hole looking thing. Sometimes these knots are a little punky. Other times they are like rock hard, where you can't even get like the point of this of a chisel in there because they're so hard. Because it gets so compact, the grain gets so dense from all that compression over the years. And it's kind of what's happening inside of this right now. It is pretty dense. All right, let's flip her over. This is why I said we used the other side, because this was from bugs. That is bug damage. Again, there's no bugs in it. This wood is completely fine. I want to emphasize that. But that is pretty standard bug damage. So we're going to get that out of there. Felicia, are you still here? If you are, Felicia, I'm just going to mentally prepare you for the fact that there's a decent chance we pull a dead bug out of this. I want to emphasize the wood is completely fine. It is okay. There's no live bugs in this. But every tree has bugs. No, it'll be shipped as one, Gildan, and I use a shipping broker, like a freight broker. So somebody, it'll basically put it out to a bid, and either large companies or even like independent movers can bid on the business, and they'll pick it up with either like a box truck or a moving van, or I've seen all sorts of different vehicles. It's called U, like the letter U, ship. It's really, really handy for these larger pieces. Yeah. I've used them a number of times, and it's awesome. And it's nice because you get a pretty good deal because it's people bidding on your business. Something this big would be, yeah. It also depends on where you are. Like Felicia is in Oregon, so it's like literally I'm in Pennsylvania. It's almost the furthest possible place I could send it, so it's going to be more expensive. Whereas like if you're in Maryland or even Florida or something like that, it won't be half the price, but I would say to ship something this size to say Florida, and I'm in Pennsylvania, $400 to $500 to ship it out west to Oregon, Washington, California, looking at around $800, $900. It could be a little less, could be a little more. However, if it's going to Pittsburgh and I'm here in PA, $200 because it's like a day trip. You know, a guy could or a girl could do it in their van, make a quick $200. They have a couple other things to deliver. It's not a bad gig. But when you add that much distance, it just adds price and logistics. Since this is the bottom, like I said, guys, I'm less worried about aesthetics than I am making sure that we open up all these little voids so there's no air bubbles that get in there when we pour the epoxy into it. I want it to be stable. I don't really care if it doesn't look that great because it's going to be on the bottom. So far, no bugs. Surprised. Other than that one, pretty much just small stuff here. I'm happy with that. So let's see where the knots are. No worries. I'm almost done anyways, Felicia. I'm going to be hopping off in about 10, 15 minutes. Got a couple things I got to get going today, but this is pretty much prepped. I'll probably fill it with epoxy either later this afternoon or tonight, just these holes, and then maybe, dude, tomorrow we might be able to glue it, and then Friday maybe do the first pour. And the first pour will just be clear epoxy. Won't be any colors. It'll be on the bottom just to fill all these holes and voids. And we'll flip it over and do the cool one. This way, we can actually probably have time to fill it with epoxy now. So we'll do that now. Since this one area is a little bit of a low spot, I'm going to hot glue around it just to add a little extra layer of sealant. This hot glue will come right off the wood. hurting my fingers doing this, but it does work. Really just hot gluing it and then rubbing it in like it's caulk. A little hot. And that's satisfying. Cool. So, airflow all around it. Some smaller ones. Something like that. And then I'll seal it off with epoxy. Then over here, let's see, we need to fill this crack. Tape again.